I am Chalfant, and this is Chalfant TV. What's up, everybody? I'm Chalfant, and welcome to Chalfant TV. I'm an educator and school principal, and on this channel we dive deep into BTS. And I post videos at the same time every day. So I spent a lot of time diving into BTS hardships, both through documentaries and listening to their responses through the ciphers and some of their other songs as well. And maybe you don't know yet, but Karma is an Army Part 5 just dropped, so today I'm going to watch and react to it. Also, if you haven't seen the 2 reactions that I did with my 4-year-old son, be sure to check them out as well. Alright, before we start, do me a favor and just comment where you're watching this video from. I'm just interested in hearing from you. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Hello Armies, I'm back again with another Karma is an Army video. First of all, this video is not intended to hate other groups in any ways, and excuse me for grammar mistakes, cause we been new I sucks in English. Now let's start. The first topic is BTS YouTube views. Earlier last year, people were calling BTS flopped, because On couldn't surpass the previous BTS views records on YouTube. BTS flop, the ads were just doing everything. On peak 21 on Spotify, flopped on YouTube. They stay focusing on other groups instead of their faves as usual. Then they come crying when they can't get their 90 million goal. They thought it was the downfall of BTS on YouTube, because it keeps getting harder and harder to break new records. And then, Dynamite happened. It broke so many records. Dynamite got more than 100 million view in 24 hours. It was really funny how we thought we didn't reach the goal. But then we got a confirmation from YouTube, and we did it. We broke the record. That was such a moment of history for BTS and ARMY. Just a few days ago, Dynamite reached 900 million views on YouTube. Meanwhile, Life Goes On got more than 71 million views in 24 hours and currently reached 287 million views, which is still pretty good for BTS. So, BTS, flopping.
I almost wonder if it would have been smarter to wait to drop this video unless she's planning to do a part 6 after the Grammys, you know.
No, sorry, BTS are not flopping. Not on YouTube. Not anywhere. Also, On a Map of the Soul 7 was not a flop. It did well. Just like I already showed you in the previous Karma is an Army video. And this is the recent achievement of Map of the Soul 7. It ranked number 1 on IFP Global Album All Format chart, and ranked number 1 on IFP Global Sales Album, with B in number 2, and Map of the Soul The Journey in number 8. Wow. BTS themselves was the number 1 top global artist, based on IFP chart, and of course we can't leave Dynamite as number 10 global digital single on IFP chart. With all of that, BTS become the first act to rank 3 albums in the top 10 on IFP's year-end global album sales chart since Michael Jackson in 2009. So who's flopping now? Now let's talk about Billboard Hot 100 chart. It's one of BTS and ARMY's dreams to be charted as number 1 on BB 100, and we really tried our best to achieve that. But unfortunately so many people underestimated our power. BTS stans really think they are going number 1, Mayo. BTS will never have a top 10 hit, ever. Stop spamming BB videos. Call me when they hit number 1. Not going to happen in the next 10 years though. ARMY's really out there believing they can chart Billboard Hot 100 LMAO. Well, Karma is an Army indeed. The universe clearly didn't approve those haters. Genius. Because Dynamite got the number 1 top spot on Billboard Hot 100, not only once, but multiple times. It was really delightful, because people were expecting Dynamite to free fall after the first week. But it didn't happen. And not only Dynamite, which got number 1 on Billboard Hot 100, but also Life Goes On and Savage Love, which was thanks to BTS and ARMYs, by the way. Please give the credit where it's due. It was such a cultural reset for Life Goes On to be charted as number 1 on Billboard Hot 100. It's the first non-English song to do so. It's a meaningful achievement for BTS and ARMY.
It sounded like in that quote that's what Suga wanted as well. And I understand the want and desire to be able to do that, especially to reflect your own language and culture as well.
It's the embodiment of music transcends language. Just like what Namjoon said here. I love how BTS were never shut up about this, as they should. I've been waiting for the day when BTS start bragging about their achievements. It's finally happening. I love their hashtag, and how they never stop including it even after all these months. When they got their first #1 BB100, it was one of the happiest day in ARMY Twitter. BTS were screaming, ARMYs were screaming, everybody was celebrating. It was just a really good day. And now they even made a skit about it, and include it in their recent B album. I respect that. Please talk about it more, sirs. And ARMY's memes, it keeps evolving, and I really love it. Why do I look like a fan of singers who got #1 on Billboard Hot 100 for 2 weeks in a row, #2 for 2 weeks in a row, #1 again, #2 again, #1 and 2 at the same time, BBM as top social artist for 4 years in a row, a Grammy nomination, and #1 and #3. With their new single Life Goes On and Dynamite alongside each other? Now allow me to update BTS daesangs and music show wins. Let's have a little flashback about what they used to say about BTS and daesangs, shall we? How's BTS topping my faves, please? My faves just earned their 16th daesang in 4 years. BTS will literally never achieve that. Be quiet. Well, now BTS has won total 54 daesangs since 2016. It's the most for any Korean artists. BTS also has been sweeping daesangs awards on Mama and MMA for 2 years in a row. Also in GDA2 in 2020. Now, no one can even argue about who is going to win Artist of the Year in an award show anymore. Because really, there's no one who's on BTS level as of now. No one can argue about Album of the Year too because BTS literally outsold everyone on the charts. Even now, Song of the Year is not something that you can argue about anymore. Those were mainly based on the charts and fan votes, and BTS were dominating both of them. Of course they are going to keep winning, if there's no other group who can out-chart them.
Mic drop.
Petition to stop making these awards fan voted, because the moment they get involved, it stops being about the music, and becomes about the size of the fandoms. Well, in that case, we have GRAMMY, which is an annual music award ceremony that awards musicians on the basis of artistic achievement, rather than popularity or commercial success. And BTS is the only idol group nominated in a daesang category at the 2021 GRAMMY. And BTS won 2 awards, Best Pop Song, and Song of the Year, which is the one of the daesang. They're now the artist with the most daesangs won at the GRAMMYs. So what are you gonna say about this? This is another update of BTS music show wins. Dynamite is now the joint #1 song with the most music show wins alongside Invisible Love, tying a remarkable 29-year record. Not only that, Dynamite's 31st win brings the group's total win count up to 130. This makes BTS the first Korean artist in history to achieve 130 wins. Amazing, isn't it? Until now, Dynamite still continued to win on music shows. It didn't even want to give up the spotlight for Life Goes On, which is also a BTS song. It just keeps winning and winning. Dynamite has too many power. No one can bring it down. Dynamite will light it up again and again. I'm screaming. ARMYs really think BTS will end up staying relevant in the US. They're literally on Psy level and we all know how that turned out. American public isn't going to stay obsessed with a group who can't speak English. It's just how they are. I get it. You understand that the US market is xenophobic, but imagine saying it's just who they are, as if it's okay to be like that. Also, BTS certainly succeed to break through the many barriers to get into the US market
Paving the way.
and actually being relevant. They performed on the BBMAs for 3 consecutive years, performed on the RMAs, performed on SNL, performed on Tiny Desk Concert, and recently performed on MTV Unplugged. They also got invited as commencement speakers for Dear Class 2020, and performed there too. They also got invited again to the UN General Assembly as a special speaker, to send message of hope to young people facing difficulties amid the COVID-19 pandemic. BTS also titled as Entertainer of the Year by Time magazines on 2020. It might started from the so-called paper award as they so fondly called it, but it's not the finish line. It's just the beginning. They are growing, and they are here to stay. Not just a one-hit wonder, but history maker and record breaker. Even after all these years, the one who won top social artist is only BTS, and it's been going on for 4 consecutive years. Also don't forget they won top duo group 2 in 2019. Not only in the US, of course in South Korea, their homeland, they achieved so many great things, got so many awards and recognitions. They were invited to the Blue House for the National Youth Day. They delivered addresses honorary youth leaders, reflecting on their journey to global stardom. BTS donated a time capsule gift to President Moon, to be stored at the National Museum of Korean Contemporary History. The time capsule will be opened 19 years later at the 20th anniversary of Korea's Youth Day. One thing to add to your schedules in the future, hahaha. After listening to Namjoon's speech on the UN last 2018, a senior diplomat said, South Korea has made 2 major achievements for the last 60 years. The first one was its democracy and economic development, and the second one was producing BTS. They really are the pride of South Korea. There's still so many other achievements that I couldn't mention here, because it will be too many, but really there is no point of denying their impact at this point. And once again, I think we all could conclude that BTS really paved the way. Now, to the topic that you're probably waiting for, the Grammys. The first time BTS submitted their work for Grammy Awards was in 2018. As per usual, people were mocking them and underestimating them. BTS stans think they are getting a Grammy nomination tomorrow. BTS stans really think they gonna get a Grammy nomination for their faves. You'll have to laugh. Fun fact, BTS will never touch a Grammy, and in a few years they will be forgotten. Well, that is certainly the opposite of what's happening right now. Anyways, despite of all that BS, BTS got 1 nomination that time. It was the best recording package for their album, Love Yourself tier, and of course, people still find a way to make fun of that. They were actually downplaying lots of their achievements at the Grammy, downplaying their recording package nomination, because it's just an album cover, downplaying their presence at the Grammy as one of the award presenter, because they were only presenting an award, not performing, and downplaying their collaborative performance with Lil Nas X, because it was not a solo stage, but a collaboration. Now on 2020, BTS got another nomination, and this time it's for their music. BTS were nominated for Best Duo Group Performance. Dynamite did that. BTS did that. On top of that, they're also going to have solo performance at the Grammy. As always, they are the first Korean act to do so. Anyways, bye.
As always. You know, for me, all of these videos are new because I just wasn't around, when they were all published. But it's good to get one that's, so updated to literally today.
Nominating BTS doesn't mean the Grammy suddenly stopped being racist and xenophobic. They still snubbed Map of the Soul 7. It's the #1 album on IFPI's global album sales chart, for God's sake. And yes, I know the Grammy isn't about numbers, but it's something to think about. They snubbed #1 and #2 best-selling album which released by POC artists. One is Map of the Soul 7, which is a Korean album. The other one is After Hours, which is The Weeknd's album. And honestly, the artistry of Map of the Soul 7 is not something to be questioned about. Black Swan itself deserves a nomination on its own. They're really the finest form of art. While I'm editing this, the Grammy announced that the pop duo group category will not be televised when in its history it is usually being televised. Why is this happening, I wonder? Anyways, I believe Dynamite deserved to win. It was such a phenomenon. It broke so many records, and loved by so many people. So regardless of the result tomorrow, we already dominated the world with Dynamite, and every other BTS masterpiece. And just like this article says, who really needs who? Before I ended this video, let's do a prayer circles. May BTS win, because they deserve the very best. Also, I got S-worded on Twitter. I'm literally crying. Why is this happening to me? Why Twitter? I didn't even do anything. Anyway, I made a new account again, so please follow me if you have Twitter, and scream with me about BTS at the Grammys tomorrow, or else I'll be lonely. If you have some coins that you want to throw at me, please do it, and send it through my Ko-fi. It will help me a lot. Bye army, stay safe and healthy. See you on another video.
You know, I had said I wonder why they didn't wait, to create it after. But it's probably smart to do it before. Because when they do win, it becomes, that's kind of the topic of part 6, if there is a part 6. I think all of us are anxious about this. And at the time of this recording, the Grammys hasn't come out yet. So I think we're all anxiously waiting, both for their performance, but also the results from the Grammys as well. All right, so if you're still here with me, go ahead and crush that like button for this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so that you're alerted to when new videos come out. Thanks for joining me. I am Chalfant, and this is Chalfant TV. And as Jimin says, you nice, keep going.